Our perception and cognition of the world around us depends on our way of looking at things and recognizing them. How do we distinguish, categorize a chair, a stool and a sofa? In our minds we have set ideas, what roughly a chair is, what roughly a sofa is, and what roughly a stool is, and therefore looking at it as we see the image, if we see it clearly, you'll find some nice psychological tests where they show images a little bit distorted, which mess with your perception and your cognition, recognition of that object. You'll see the old woman and the young woman. I'll try and find some of these and put them along the video, okay, to give you some kind of thought reference. So, how we look at the world. Now, if you think about a lot of people's vision of the world, you go onto the internet, you'll see some pretty crazy, what seem crazy to some, or completely wrong, or I mean, the thing is, most of the people who will say these visions are crazy are not trying to understand the visions. I'm seeing the fact that these are how people are trying to explain their perception of a world which doesn't fit into what they originally had as that item to be recognized. If you think, sometimes you'll come across something, you think, what the hell's that? And you've never seen anything like it before, and you have to describe it. Okay, hence the duck-billed platypus. First time that was seen, and if it had been seen from a distance, it would have been rather difficult to explain it. So it's got to be something you have to bear in mind when you are examining other people's explanations of what they have, how they see the world. Most of you don't care, you know. It's the biggest problem. Bless my parents. My mother said to me the other day, "Stop worrying about the world, leave it for the old ones." And I started to respond. Maybe that has been the problem for many generations, but it seemed probably not the case at the time to say that. And then you've got this concept I came across in a conversation earlier, survival of the fittest. But it's not the first time I've heard that. It's just a repetitive thing, so I thought I'd mention it again. You know, people perceive the world as something worked on survival of the fittest. Once, maybe. Yeah. Today it's not. It's survival of the slyest, the greediest, the most dishonest. There are many methods of manipulating your way up in this culture. Not everybody is like that, but you know, it's certainly those factors do exist, and much more at the top. The pressures within the system that has been created by man cause that. So you've got to try to analyze. For example, say a chair. It's a pretty basic description, but how is the chair formed? How detailed are you going to describe it? Is it important to you to describe that chair? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Depends. Taking that into how we perceive truth. I'll try and give you an example. Okay, a couple of examples, but the first is the Sistine Chapel. Okay. You walk in, you look up, and you see the Sistine Chapel, and you say, that's supposed to be God. No, it's not. He's not very godlike. It destroys the image if that's not the image you have. If that's the image you have of God in your mind, that big sort of, I mean, he was naked originally, they put the clothes on him afterwards, but that big fat chappy who looks like Father Christmas, okay, pointing at some nude chap. If that's your idea of God, that will reinforce your belief in your perception, your perceived belief, your perceived reality, which is it is perceived reality. Okay. If not, you'll start to doubt it. It doesn't fit in. That's ridiculous. That can't be God. And that's what's happened with the religious arguments over the years. The atheists are saying that can't be God. I mean, that's what they're saying. That can't be God. Most of them are just on that. I mean, some of them are saying that can't be God, therefore there is no God. I agree and I don't agree. I think it's quite, it's missing out various possibilities of visions of what the actual word for God and the concept that is behind it is. Not religious, that. Okay, semantics maybe. But our perception of, for example, the New World Order that some people have, triangles going around there, eyes coming out there, okay, and they're all out to get us. They've been all out to get us for a long time. Well, now, humanity is built on using other humans since the days of the agricultural revolution, as I pointed out in the video that I made called Apples and Pearways. From there, hence, we have become as we are. It's no secret riding off other people's backs. Now, where does all this shock stuff of the pyramid come in? Well, it's a hierarchical structure, so nothing new there. The eye is quite shocking, and also the 1984 thing there is because we are actually going in a particular direction where we will be watched. I mean, the CCTV camera is an eye, okay. The Big Brother concept from Orwell is coming in. Is that the way we want to go? Is that going to be good for humanity? I mean, that's the real question there. There's no denying we're heading in that direction. Have people really thought about it enough? Are people being a little bit denialist about all of this? Are some people being a little like the Luddites in this? Will it eventually bring us to a better, higher state? I doubt it. Because without analysing other areas of this entire system, okay, that bit on its own is not going to save us. So perceiving the world is important, and having a realistic perception of it. Not enough people are looking or caring. Or there is, I'd say, a great sense of denial. It's like, what can we do about it? Okay, nothing, continue. Or denial as independency, because unfortunately we are dependent on our system. It's a drug. Okay, in that sense, the matrix is quite symbolic of being plugged in and unplugging. Because, I mean, not only do you have to say the system is wrong, and it's not a case of rebelling against the system, it's curing yourself. I mean, that's what the spiritual guys are trying to tell. Yeah, got to cure yourself. Because we're dependent on a system that, yeah, it's not good for humanity. It's not good for the planet that we're on. Oh, hippie, new wave, new age. No, we're living in a limited biosphere, and it's not going to last forever. Okay, a couple of generations, a few more generations, whatever. But I mean, well, it's a pointless life if you're only thinking of now. Really, let's have some fun. Think of now, but